Calling all nerds. This is More Than Dice, the podcast where we dive deep into the realms of everything nerdy. Whether you're a nerd culture connoisseur, a tabletop titan, a miniature gaming marveler, or just someone who proudly embraces their inner geek, this is the podcast for you. And now, let's get to the show.
Welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm Mizzy.
I'm dying.
You know, me too.
Nestor.
I'm messy.
Nestor has been hit by some allergies, so he won't be painting or doing much tonight. We've given him the task of controlling the PDF document and keeping us on task. Mizzy's just dying because, you know, she ate too
Because
many
I'm dying.
peppermints.
Peppermint overdose.
She's got a peppermint overdose.
Look, when you're stressed out and the only thing that you have in arm's reach to put in your mouth at work is peppermint candy, you do it.
Oh, I'm guilty of peppermint patty overdose, so yeah.
So, you know what? Worse decisions could have been made.
It's true.
And I'm over here, just got done finished with a bunch of coffee and aka dinner, and got a little bit of water over here, getting ready to go to the thing. I'm going to be painting up, but Nestor will survive. I think it's more of a hangover, and he partied too hard last night, so on top of everything.
I can neither confirm or deny any of that. Moving on.
Guys, we want to thank you for listening and watching. We also want to thank Tabletop Armory for sponsoring the channel. Make sure you go check them out and check out their carrying cases that they have, which are great for skirmish and smaller size games. You probably put 2 games inside of that, and go with it whatever if they're small size games. I'm going to thank Eldritch Foundry for sponsoring the channel. If you want to go make your own miniature for any type of miniature game you have, go ahead and check them out. They do have a tribe now where you can get monthly special miniatures based off of a theme. I think the last one was Kraken and piratey theme a bit type stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. Then we also want to thank Turbo Dork, makers of fine metallic paints. They have a bunch of new paints coming out pretty soon, and a bunch of new colors. So be prepared for that. Can't wait to see those. I think it's almost like 20 paints.
Yeah. They already previewed 5 on the page.
Yeah.
So those look great. Me and Michelle were saying we were gonna jump on those immediately. So.
Yeah. Those will be pretty good. So make sure you go check that out. As always, people, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. Today, we're going to be talking about Warcrtow 1.6. That dropped this last week. Last week is actually when it dropped. We had to take a break because we were all busy doing projects and getting things done. We had to take a break, but we're going to talk about the updates that happened, not only in the game, but also to our armies and models and so on and so forth, because we're going to have to print off new cards.
Mm-hmm.
So
until their Warcrtow army app works off my phone or tablet.
Yeah.
So I kind of sort of have a workaround for that, Nestor. I just opened a shit ton of tabs in one browser on my iPad and went from there.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, but it's something I was thinking. I was like, man, I gotta print all these. I'm going to have a problem. So
That's fair.
With that said, Mizzy, what are you drinking tonight?
I am having some nice, refreshing Canada Dry strawberry fruit splash ginger ale because upset tum tum need ginger ale.
Facts.
Nestor, what are you drinking tonight?
I got a Coke Zero and a bottle of water right next to me, and hoping the allergy pills kick in.
Yeah, I just finished a cup of coffee, so I'm going for some good old water too, to get that out of the way. Hey, keep hydrated and everything.
Mhm.
Um, type stuff. We've been pretty busy, not only just work related, but all these projects we got going on, painting miniatures, so miscommunications, and almost making Nestor blow up and kill things.
Happened one time.
We were working on some projects, and I was out doing something and didn't get a chance to respond, and when I responded it was not the right where it was supposed to be. But
Damn it, Gonzo.
Exactly. Damn it, Gonzo.
but Nestor's been painting up a lot of his miniatures using speed paints and
Oh yeah.
such, and we've been posting a lot of that. We've been doing a lot of speed paints. They've given us a bunch of paints to test and try out, and Nestor's got them all working those out. And I've been painting mostly with nothing but Fanatics on all of my stuff, and most of my stuff has been my dwarves is all Fanatics. I'm gonna be working on those this coming week, but tonight I'm gonna work on objectives because I wanted special objectives for my dwarves. Um, and then pretty much anything I paint for my role playing stuff is all done in like speed paints.
I want to say
So
90% of the Malediction Legion of the Fallen army I've been painting has been speed paints, and the other 10% has been fanatic paints,
yeah,
war paint.
Love that.
So they've been great.
yeah, we've gotten a lot
To
of
the
that
point
stuff.
where I've added more paints from what you gave me the first batch. So
Yeah, they're really good to getting stuff done really nice and quick and a decent paint job. We are getting some special miniatures from uh, Corvus Belly coming in pretty soon. And Mizzy and I will be doing the Song of the Dormant uh, narrative event that comes in there. We'll be doing that and taking pictures of it and painting our models up. Of course, she'll be doing the Scions, and I'll be doing Feudum. And
great models.
I am actually going to be doing a dark Feudum with this army and making them like, I wouldn't say evil, but dark looking armor and like purple on their cloaks and capes and purple on their cloths type stuff. So we're gonna get that because I need to do a quick paint job on them because they're pretty much gonna be there and I can use them for demos and such. But that's gonna be pretty much about it.
Yeah, the good thing about Feudum is whatever is going to be blue or purple. Once you figure it out, that's the rest of the formula for the rest of the army, and you're
Yep.
good.
Yep. Gonna be a lot of dark metal dry brush and then go with it like crazy.
Yeah, I went the exact opposite route for my Feudum.
Yep.
I went the classic paint job. So
So we've
Of
got the good feudum and the bad feudum.
course,
I
Gonzo's
think
fighting
they're
back.
misunderstood Feudum. I think they're rebellish Feudum.
Misunderstood and oh crap, Feudum.
Yep.
But we'll be working on that. We'll be doing some I wouldn't say battle reports, but we'll take pictures of stuff and then we'll do a special episode where we talk about it, or maybe do it on the podcast. Evening Shadow Sword. We'll be talking about that. We do have a new sponsor coming up. I'm working on that final deal. They did already give us some stuff. And we'll be putting them up on there. Just got to give a good email, and they've got to get back from doing some convention running.
Nice.
And such. So it'll be kind of fun. Other than that, been pretty busy. We've been nerding out. Mizzy and I have been doing the dwarf narrative event. We've only got
Last
one.
while.
Yeah, and we've got one more to go, and we're done. We didn't care for the second mission. It was kind of meh, but
I like the details of the second mission if you can get to them. However, it's the getting to it part.
yeah, the second mission, one of the armies deploys right in the middle of the board, and then the other army deploys at one end, and all the objectives are pretty much on the opposite side of the board. And so my guys
wow.
were just like, "Room, I'm there."
And of course, because my skin changers have the option of being scout or have 4 wounds. I choose the 4 wounds and don't use scout. I should definitely have used scout.
Yes. Yeah, because
But I don't learn my lessons easily.
Yeah, but that came up and it was a quick and easy. Then we decided to play a simple game with just what we had and just beat each other up type thing.
Are you guys liking the Mount Haven?
I like Mount Haven a lot. I will tell you right now, folder with putting the bear or the owl on something is ridiculously fun because you put the owl on a unit and then on a defensive roll, they get hit and they roll 5 exclamation points. They get to place themselves 5 times at 3 strides
Easy.
apiece.
Too long didn't read. Gonzo broke Mount Haven already. But he broke it in a way that doesn't make me want to rage quit like he did the elves. So
Because you're playing Mount Haven. Is that the reason why you're not going to rage quit?
It's because I'm
Yes.
playing Mount Haven.
Right, but Mizzy is also playing Mount Haven.
no, I'm still playing with Northern Tribes.
Okay.
For now. I do think that we should do it again when I'm playing Scions because I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I'm waiting for once I get enough to build 250 points, then we're going to start playing and doing that. I'm waiting. Our next models will probably come out in June, I think, is when they're coming out. So the end
Yeah,
of
because
June.
May there are no dwarves coming out for
No.
Warcrtow. So
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it'll probably be either like a unit and officers or something like that. So should be enough to get 250 points or very close to it.
yeah, is it? Yeah, I think it's officers and a unit, and then another unit, and then like a single character. Eventually, they'll
Yeah.
start doing that.
Yeah, we don't know yet. We haven't been told, so we're just waiting to see what comes out with them. But pretty much by then we should have by the end of June we should have enough to start doing 250 points, and she can start learning and I can start learning type thing. So we'll see. We'll just have to kind of play it by ear.
So
I've got
was
to
that?
get the Harvesters and the Liberated ordered.
Yep.
Yeah, the Harvesters. Yes, the Liberated are great. They're
Tentacle
great
mummies.
models.
Yeah, I got to get just all that stuff. But going back to the thing of the talking, people were saying, dwarves, they're like, oh, they're only a 2/2.
Dwarves are not slow. What the hell are you smoking? Read the rules. We'll get into that.
Is the base 2 strides or 1 stride? I keep forgetting.
Well, the base is 1 stride, so
Okay, so they're really 3/3.
Yeah. They really move 3 strides at 3 strides. But the kicker is if you put Olga out by herself at the no left behind stage, 3 units within 12 strides of her get to make a full move. So
Dwarves are not slow.
dwarves are not slow. At all.
They're very good sprinters.
Yes.
Oh, and they also have, the owl, which can let them, teleport 10. And then, during a defensive or any type of time you roll a field an exclamation point, they get to teleport 3. Then, you've got all these other things. And
Yeah.
I will tell you, one of the most broken things of the game is having the master tactician out by himself. And anytime someone you don't have the initiative, you spend a command point and get the initiative.
Dirty.
It was dirty, but it was so worth it.
It's like Feudum doesn't get extra moves, but they get movement shenanigans where they're like, "Oh, you're within 12 strides of me. Cool, that unit can move or charge."
And then what was some other one? Oh, and then putting the Sacred Flame in a unit, a full-size unit of 4 is really dumb because it gives them +1 wounds, and they can spend a command point during their activation to gain a model back.
Very nice.
Yeah. So, you did 4 wounds and killed 1 model. Oh, it's my turn. I gain that model back, and he comes back at full health.
Guess how many times I killed that model?
Like 3 times.
You know, it's almost as bad as like, "Oh, I'm near a forest. I ignore a wound."
Yeah. The dwarves were really fun. I can't wait to see what the rest of the stats are going to be. for everything coming out, so it's going to be really good. They've been a very fun. Very plays very much like a dwarf army. The folder buffs really change up how things are doing, especially flipping it.
Mm.
And giving it for either owl or bear, depending on what you want. Like, oh shit, I know I'm gonna get charged next. I really don't need to, have this attack buff and give me my defensive buff, and boom, there we go.
Yeah.
And oh, you did damage? Okay, cool. My guys live. Or I push you back, and then I push you back an additional 2 strides. Makes it even crazier. So it'll be really fun. Like I said, I can't wait to see what the rest of the stuff. We have some officers probably coming, and Jiwa, the first and last of his name, and then I'm sure more units and such coming out too. So we'll have to wait and see. I know we're probably most likely getting the Dwarven Cavalry. Hey, Big Daddy 72, or Dig Daddy, I should say, Big Daddy, Dig Daddy 72. I'm sure we'll
Big
probably get.
baddie. I
What's
like it.
Oh, Big Bat Dig Batty.
Big baddie.
Okay. I know that we're gonna get the cavalry will be goat. Because I did look up the units in the book, and their cavalry are goat. So probably rams and everything, which would be kind of cool.
That's gonna be so fun.
I'm sure they're gonna have like a knockback ability and not be super fast, but like really tough and knock people back and shove people around.
Definitely.
All the fun
Oh.
stuff.
But guys, hey, we appreciate you listening. Please take care of yourself. Please look after each other. If you see something, say something. If you hear something, say something. If you can do something about it, because we got to look after each other. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
I'm going to switch over the paint cam. Like I said, I'm going to be painting up some dwarven objective markers. Mizzy, what are you working? You want to show that off real quick?
I am working on my Scion objective markers, so I've got
Ooh.
a few different ones. So, Michael Say had printed out a bunch of these token markers. So I've got a couple of hands with eyeballs in them.
Nice.
And he just had them out there for free. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to use these for objective markers. And then I've got these stone rock bad boys. And then I've got this little tree trunk growth thing.
Oh, crap. Be right back. I forgot my glasses.
Ghetto. Gone so unprepared.
I know.
So I've got 4 of these guys. So I'm going to go 2 red and 2 blue on these. And then the hands are going to be red. And then these little growth things are going to be my blue ones so that they'll go with the hands.
I think when Michelle's here next for Memorial Day weekend, I will give her a Warcrtow walkthrough with like the first one, the songs Winds of the North.
I really think that she'll like the
orcs.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I think so too. It's right. It really is up her alley.
And the changes that they've made as well to the action pack models and characters, really good for. I actually want to use Evoker now because that they did all kinds of improvements on it.
Yeah, I was very not shocked in a bad way, shocked in a good way that they did a complete overhaul on it looks like 90% of the model rules.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Orcs have conquest now. Yay!
I always thought they should.
And they should.
Orcs should have some type of conquest. They shouldn't have great amounts of conquest. Like 1.
Right, 1.
1, maybe 2.
Right, like, and even like their HQ, like the Alteric. No, that's Hegemony. But the one that comes with he should have a +1 for the unit he joins.
Are you talking about Alborg?
Yeah, Alborg.
Yeah.
Let me actually see. Does he have?
Trying to find my.
Northern Tribe. Oh, he has one. Oh, he does give +1 if he joins a unit. And +1 morale, which is even better because
Yeah.
most units for the Northern Tribes are like 2 anyway. So stubborn bastards.
Cards
So,
over
so
there.
Nestor has the PDF pulled up, and
Yep.
so everybody knows that they put the new rules out in PDF, so you can just download them. Everything's for free, so you don't have to worry about it. Makes it easy to get and look at. They said that they're most likely going to be putting it out in a an easier to read format than what they've got right now. Because there's I think this one's more meant for like online viewing.
Yes, I was going to say, like, I was looking at it now, like in my tablet, it's fine, but um, it if you printed it out, you're going to need
Legal paper.
legal
Yeah.
paper. It's not 8.5 by 11. Don't get me wrong, I like the way it looks, but because I mostly read it off a tablet, like I'd never used the main rule book, the actual physical book for that. I
Yeah.
always look at whatever the updated rules are. So
And now it's all in one place, and it's wonderful.
So
yes,
before we get started on all like the new rules and all that other stuff, you get this, it'll answer all your questions. That was the one thing that I noticed, that you don't have to worry about going to 4 or 5 different books, going to different areas. Everything's there. All the rules are there.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
But I want to point out, and I'm not defending other games more than this one, but I've seen worse.
Oh yeah.
Where you buy a book, and the moment you buy the book, it's already outdated, and then the points and everything are completely different day of, on top of FAQ, on top of another FAQ that they do for the game, on top of the FAQ for the unit that you have to print
Mhm.
out or keep with you. This was a very simple issue, and I know a lot of people didn't like that they had to do it. Too bad. I'm sorry. But now you get it all in one spot.
Yeah,
Ciao.
I would rather have a PDF that I can put on my thing that gives me all the rules for everything. The only thing that's not on there on this thing is the WTS, which is not a big deal. It's not meant to be. The WTS is a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the ITS for Infinity,
Yeah.
different rules, different updates and such.
Yeah. So, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Didn't have any issue with that whatsoever. I was like,
Mhm.
I'm okay with what happened and how that was made. So, all right. So Nestor, you
Yes.
have the PDF. You are
Yes.
guiding us through this journey of what is 1.6 and how it's changed or whatever's done. So, what are we going to talk about first?
That's a very, very good question. How about we talk about the fact that I don't know what's changed. It's changed so fast, right? In my eyes, compared to 1.52.
Yeah.
Um,
So look, we can hit some of the big ones. Mizzy brought one to our attention that I didn't even know was a change, but it is
Bloodlust.
Bloodlust.
Bloodlust
Ooh.
changed. So Bloodlust was originally if you were in range, you only had to charge another unit. Now it's you have to charge or assault. So if something's in range and you can get to it, you have to attack it if you have Bloodlust.
Let's see.
Or you can make a willpower roll.
Bloodlust X. If this unit is not engaged in combat at the start of its activation, it is forced to charge or assault an enemy indicated by X. Whenever possible, X can be a unit name, a keyword, or groups of these separated by lines. Crazy. You could have multiple bloodlust.
Yeah.
If no X value is specified, this unit must charge or assault the nearest enemy unit. If this unit charges or assaults due to its bloodlust skill, it must re-roll all of its attack rolls I'm not seeing a bad thing here, but we'll get there, I'm sure. Against the enemy unit while engaged with it, this effect is retained if after pushing back and pursuing, both units remain engaged. At the start of its activation, this unit can ignore the effects of Bloodlust until the end of its activation by passing a willpower roll. So again, I'm not seeing a bad thing here.
No, it's not really a bad thing. It's like, okay, I have to. Because it used to be you had to charge. And so you're like, oh, this person is behind a terrain feature that I can't charge because I can't see them. Well, assault now means you have to.
Yeah.
Yep. So like
Yeah,
for
it doesn't
Scions, I'm
it
looking
doesn't say
at
that.
Odharu has Bloodlust, and that the Warg Riders have Bloodlust as well. I'm not seeing any that are specifics. Just glancing at it, but I'm sure that there's something in here.
Right. I mean, if the rule does exist of X,
Yeah.
that means that
Yeah.
It could be
it
future
could,
proofing also.
right,
hmm
right.
Because future proofing, I feel like, applies to the keyword sinister on in the
Uh
terrain. I'm looking forward to that. That
oh yeah,
sounds like
we
fun.
don't know
Oh
what
yeah,
sinister is yet because
yeah,
it's not a
that's a
terrain
good
feature.
one. I was like, ooh, new keyword.
I'm skipping ahead of myself. You know how it
It's all
is.
right,
I get
but
excited and I just go.
which is good because it lets me, like, I saw the terrain features when we talked about it as a earlier um ourselves. Gonzo, what's one that you like? And I'll look that up.
Okay, so I wish they would have done and probably nerfed assault a little bit more. Because I think assault is really, really overpowerful, and it actually takes a lot of um oomph away from it. But they did nerf assault a little bit, and what they did is now, if you want to do a long skill, it takes a stress to do it.
I believe you're talking about ambushing?
Or ambushing, I should say, not assault, ambushing. Yeah, sorry, ambushing, because for all purposes, Elves ambush with Leoslaith and the U is just ball breaking nasty. Because you can't stop it.
Right.
And even though they did change to ambush, you have to be with outside of 12 now instead of 10. They can charge 14.
Yeah, I fail to see how that changes anything for them.
Yeah.
Besides,
Besides having to pay a stress. So in other words, they charge up, they have to pay a stress. They're usually stress of 3, or morale of 3. So it pretty much, you go in, you hit. If you fail, you're then at a morale. You've taken 2 and you're pushed back. A good elf player would be like, I'm going to charge in so I can hit the hell out of you, and you're not going to be able to hit back because you can't use switches because it is the U and Leo Slaith. And so it's going to be, uh,
Messy.
messy. Yeah, best way to put
I
it.
I think a change, personal change for me, I would have made it that you can't. I think we all talked about, like, don't let them you can't ambush on first turn, or you can't perform a long action if you ambush.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they would have done. You couldn't do a long action on an ambush, um, but they could have made it where you couldn't charge on an ambush, but you could assault.
Mm,
hmm
Because assault is not bad. It'd be a little bit harder to be able to assault, but you could assault on the other side of a terrain feature. Hide like that makes it a little bit easier. But like I said, we don't make the rules. We just do it.
right, right.
Uh,
I'm sure they play tested a few different things.
yeah. Uh,
Um, but one of the things, like, I think it's Guardians of the Mound. If you try to charge them, you have to be outside of 12.
well, here's the kicker about that. Typically, when you assault or you ambush, you have to be outside of 12 line of sight.
Right.
So if you're on the other side of a building and I'm within 5 strides of you, I can still ambush there because I'm not in line of sight.
Right.
But the Guardians of the Mound doesn't require the line of sight. You just can't ambush within 12 of them, no matter what.
Yeah.
I gotta turn off my mic real quick. I gotta put some hair dryer on this. Mizzy, you had a couple other ones that we were looking at.
Oh, I like Berserker Rage as well.
I was just looking at
I
that.
thought that one's good fun.
Yeah.
What's that one?
Dur- During
Master?
the add automatic steps symbol, sorry. During the add automatic symbol step of an attack, defense, or willpower roll, the unit can inflict one wound upon itself to add a symbol of choice. Yeah, crazy. A
Mm-hmm.
unit
Mm-hmm.
cannot inflict damage if it would result in the destruction of their unit. This damage is not taken into account when resolving combat, so you don't get the benefits of, oh, I wounded you, now you're broken because that one wound you did to yourself. No, that don't count.
Right. I think that would also come into play with Njord. He's got a special ability. Let me pull him up.
Is that the you mean the
Njord the Merciless. So he's
yeah, I
got
just saw him too. I just got him.
Totem of the Cavern Lion. He's got Dauntless, which is new as well. But when you use Totem of the Cavern Lion, if he takes one wound, he gains Raging and Fearless, and then if he takes 3 wounds, he adds a red to attack and defense rolls for himself.
Nice.
So that's really cool. What does Dauntless do?
Yeah, that was a new rule that came out too.
Yeah.
Yep. Scrolling down. Dauntless. Skills with Dauntless apply their effects even if their unit is demoralized.
Yep.
So, but he has a high morale on top of that.
Yeah. So him specifically, he has 3 morale.
Yeah.
He's a badass.
Yeah, he is a very awesome model.
The kicker is your abilities get to be used, even
Yeah.
if you're, running away, which is very important on that, because that was the kind of the point. Some people are like, well, why isn't this, working, or what is it?
Yeah. My one I did like and I do remember was Hold and Shoot is now a stress and it doesn't so if you have a stress on it, you can't really, I guess you still can, but like, so when a player declares a charge or assault against a unit with a ranged attack, the opposing player may choose for the unit to suffer 1 stress so that it may hold and shoot if the unit has line of sight. It used to be an activation token.
Yes.
Which always kind of bugged me, and then I remember that my model ignores that and I don't pay the activation token. But now I don't pay the stress either.
Yeah, depending on your army, depending on your units. Shadow Sword, they add new abilities to Warcrtow. We were talking about Dauntless, which lets you use abilities when you're
Demoralized.
demoralized.
You basically ignore demoralized if you have Dauntless. Super fun.
It was just a new keyword, pretty much is what it was. Hey, birthday's coming up.
Put it on the list.
Golden Maple ones I got have been really good so far.
Well, I got some Windsor Newton Series 7s I'm going to start using now.
All right, Mr. Moneybags, Windsor Newton Series 7 dude.
I've had these for a while. I haven't been using all my other.
You know what's funny is that I still have like the first set of Windsor Newtons because I don't use them as often.
That was one of the kickers that we noticed. That was the Sand and Shoot, ambush changes, and I'm still worried that ambush is still too strong, but we'll wait and see.
I like adding the stress.
Yeah.
Because even if you, there are rules for units and there are rules for units, not triggers, but where if you charge a unit, its passive abilities that say, "Oh, and you suffer a stress, or you suffer uh, a disarm, or you suffer some sort of other status ability for charging that unit." Problem is, elves sometimes ignore those. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
well, was rest always the way rest was set up? Because it
No,
looked like,
Risk had a big, big, big change.
yeah. So,
So
looking at over here, when a unit performs its action, the player may apply each of these options once.
yes,
Eliminate all the unit stress. I thought it was just one stress.
the big one is what's coming up.
Remove a state of choice from the unit's profile.
Good.
Remove one tinge from the unit's profile.
That
I'm a
right there is
Scion
the
player.
kicker.
I
Yeah.
perform a movement using only its first move value.
The kicker is
Huh.
it can do all of these when it goes in the rest state.
Yeah. Just once though, which is really good.
Yeah. Well,
All
if you
you
think
need
about
is
it,
once, really.
yeah. And the thing is, the real big kicker right there is the getting rid of tinge, because you
Yeah.
couldn't get rid of tinge any other way.
Yeah, there
Yep.
was no, you had it, you had it. And if you were a unit, well, so Scions we feed off of Tinge,
Yep.
obviously, but um if
But
you're
evokers don't, and that's how
right,
you get their head exploded.
correct. Correct. Like it's the same with the hegemony wizards, mages.
Yeah.
Like even feudum, like actually one of them can actually remove it.
There's very few that can remove
But
tinge.
I like this because you can, if you're a two stress unit and you have two stress on you and you haven't activated, you can activate. You can eliminate all the stress. You can if you have a disarm state, you also remove the disarm state. And then you could still move your first movement value. So if you're a movement value of 3, you're getting to move as well. And you get all to do this in one shot. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Rest got an upgrade. Um, the ability to get rid of tinge is a huge one. So that rest got a big upgrade. You kind of want it makes rest worth it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever taking rest,
Nope.
but when you're throwing stress on my units and I haven't even activated them yet,
Yeah.
I'd rather do that. I would rather rest them, get rid of the stress. At least they'll activate, yes, but also it'll clear out all the stress and let them still move. Maybe they're in within range of an objective that, oh, I moved 3 and now I can move my the leader 4 because we get that extra leap. That comes in handy.
Oh yeah. One of the things that I think we need to talk about, before we get into like any more weird rules or anything like that, is how everything is laid out. Because you're like, oh, what do we do at the end of the round? Here is a step-by-step guide on what you do at the end of the round.
Yeah. The
Everything in there.
flow on this is gorgeous.
That was at the end, right? I think I saw that at like
It's sort of in the middle. Um so page 30 playing the game.
there it is.
And then page 35 is end of the round. And then 37 is end of game. So you've got your turn counter, end of round token, game round, start of round, turn phase, end of round, end of game. It's
I've,
just
I I didn't realize they put the demo rules in here as well. That's why I said it should have been at the end of the rules, and it is technically. It's at but the end of the booklet also includes, I think, the demos. So
yeah, it's got diagrams of like how movement works and stuff like that, which I love how they included pictures of the tokens and what they all mean.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I needed that. Thank
That
you.
you know what, and it's weird when you say something like that, but you really do require a shortcut like that as often.
Give me the
Um,
pictures. I need the
right?
pictures.
Like in an Infinity, I know what an order token is. I know what an impetuous order is, right? But that's from years of playing, and
Hmm.
yet they do that in the rule books, and I greatly appreciate it.
Well, and
Yes.
the thing is now you can print off like quick cheat sheets now very
Hmm.
easily. And get that going. So it'd make it a whole lot easier for you to, if you're running a tournament, you can like, I'll just print off this whole this page right here. This will have everything.
Hmm.
Yep. That's exactly what I will be doing.
It really does come in handy with something like that. Why? Okay. Do I not see it?
What?
I was looking for that thing that Mizzy was talking about.
Which thing?
The the breakdown.
It's there. There is a chart.
That's the chart for terrain.
Terrain did get a change, by the way. Um,
Hmm.
certain things didn't. Certain things got changed up for the better, like light forests and all that stuff is now block line of sight, etc., etc. The certain features didn't get that, and they change it up enough so you can actually look at it and go, okay, yes, this would block line of sight, etc.
Do y'all remember if they had a how to resolve contradictions in there?
They did, but they broke it down a little bit better because
Yeah.
there were some people that were going, well, what about this? What about that? And that's pretty much what this did was help clear some things up.
Hmm.
Besides change some rules. Because a lot of models got changed, Esther and I found out. Because we will have to print most of our cards again.
Which is fine because
Yeah.
all of it is quality of life stuff, and I'm not mad at any of it. I am still a little salty, even though I know it's broken as hell. I still believe that I should be able to deflect shots on range attacks. And I will die on that hill.
Millie's been trying to block.
Mm,
So
I
with
should be able to deflect.
mm, no,
Alborg up there with a sword blocking its
no.
way.
Um,
Ricochet, man.
honestly, I wish I could tell you I would be down, but like I feel if anything, Feudum should pray their shots away,
See, that could be an element of deflect. I'm just
right? Like
saying that there's a case to be made here.
I think they should have one where if you're elf and like I said, I think they should have burn forest as a special ability.
Mhm. Well, they do have the keyword lethal now.
I think what I'm going to do is
Burning
that
forest is lethal.
right, burnt forest is lethal, but also if the sinister one is one where we can say if you're within a certain strides of element, a terrain element, it attacks you. I'm saying that all forests are sinister.
except
All
the elves.
forests are now treants.
Yes, all forests are now sinister terrain. And they'll be like, why? Because they have deadly, scary vines that can come and kill you. I think that would balance out the elves.
I like it.
Me
I'm here
too.
for it.
And the elves don't give a shit because they ignore all forest terrain.
Yeah, but they don't ignore sinister terrain.
No, they ignore forest.
But it's
No,
not
but
a
it's
regular
sinister.
forest. It's called a death forest. It's a different.
It's
It's a
not part
different.
of the Great Mother Tree Forest.
It's not.
It's a
It's evil
different
forest.
forest.
They're called dark forest, man. Give us this, man. Stupid elves.
You can have all the other fucking trees you want. This one's ours.
This was right.
Yeah. What other things did they change in the rules? Don't see anything else that was interesting. I mean, this was a quality of life rebuild, is what this was.
Right. I
And,
think
Um,
I think
also a put everything in an easy to understand and easy follow format, in my opinion.
I do like that they did put the pictures to describe multiple scenarios. Um,
Yes.
yes, like how line of sight works.
correct. How
Or
line of
yeah.
sight works, how charging works, how charging through terrain works, how how line of sight through terrain works.
Also, slow got changed. Slow is now your first movement value, not any movement value.
Right.
And
So
your
if you're
second movement value is 0.
right,
Hmm.
if you were 2-3, you couldn't use the 3.
Correct. Now you just are stuck with 2,
You're stuck with 2.
which is fine. We just need consistency, is what we need, and that's what's going.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's happening
They
with this.
definitely clarified how movement should work as well.
Yes.
Like how whenever if you're trying to pass by an objective, you can't you have to angle it a certain way.
Yeah, because you
Right.
can't
No longer are
objectives can't move through.
right. No longer are, even if they're not represented by a piece of terrain or objective, like actual physical objective
Markers.
model.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if they're objective markers, you still can't treat them like they're just markers. There's standard rules for that, which makes sense.
And they block line of sight and can't move through them unless you have an ability that lets you move through. Blah blah.
Which I think Mike was doing for the event anyway. I think it was because we had, I think one of the first round, we had to put like some sort of objective marker, or like not objective.
Well, it's always been a rule, but now it's clarified.
Yeah.
Correct.
They made it where you don't have to hunt down all of these rules.
Yeah.
It's all in a proper spot, which is good because that's what we need. We need everything in an easy to find format, easy to find abilities, and just go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Make the game easily and accessible for everybody, and all the rules are in a defined spot. And that's pretty much what. With that, we did get a bunch of changes to a lot of our models. And some of them were just clarifications and they just like reworded stuff. Like, hey, this is supposed to happen during this turn and this turn. When you're charged or assaulted, you cannot activate, your opponent cannot activate switches. Type thing. So just made it, clarified the rules more, I bet you could say. Just made it so it's a little bit easier to understand and people can go, oh, okay, etc., etc.
I'm trying to look for that page for mine. Well, in general, I don't know if they took down a page of it.
Yeah, a lot of the models got clarifications to the rules, and that's why it kind of changed up a lot of, and reason why we got to print a lot of things. Some models got completely overhauled rules, like the Dwarven Pioneers no longer have place a terrain element down or whatever, and I think your archers, traps also.
Caltro so caltrops got changed to passive ability.
Yeah,
Just reading
no,
that.
and no longer putting something down. So it
See.
used to be you put down a terrain feature, or the dwarfs you put down a terrain feature.
Yeah. So when you deploy duration 3 turns, enemy units cannot charge at you. When you engage or are engaged, the enemy unit receives the slowed state. If the enemy unit is large or cavalry, it also suffers the frightened and suffers 1 stress.
Yeah,
Is that for Frozen Rain?
That's for caltrops.
Caltops.
yeah, because it used to be uh, lay down a terrain feature and it was like slowed and all this other stuff, which is also kind of what the pioneers had, something very similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Pioneers have something like that.
And now they
I
just changed
needed
it
this
to a skill.
I needed this change to happen before the narrative event. Otherwise, my guy wouldn't have got stuck in a corner. It's fun.
which is good because it
Um,
makes it where you don't
yeah,
have to build a terrain piece or
yeah,
or whatever. Just makes it this is what it's going to do.
nice. Let's see.
Yeah, trench yourselves. It's the one they did for pioneers.
They also made it very clear and understanding on models joining and leaving units and what states go with them and what happens. It's made it very clean and precise on that now, which I think is good because that needed to happen. Because that was a
That
very
yeah,
iffy, subject whenever you're playing. It's like, what goes with them? What doesn't go with them? What, blah, blah, blah.
that part confused me a lot beforehand. Like I'm still not gonna do it, but now at least I know what to expect if somebody does do it, and I can kind of get my head around it.
But like when we found out the orc husk doesn't join regular husks anymore.
Yeah,
Like, oh, because it doesn't have that keyword anymore. Ah, okay. Womp womp.
big sad. But now I have more. Now I have a whole nother unit of husks, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I still want to get a regular unit of husks, just like to separate, because you can do have up to 3. So
Yeah,
all the undead.
all the little puppets.
Um, I know that like I said, a lot of units got quality of life changes and information changes, which is good. Because and I know some people were, there were some people that were complaining, oh crap, I have to print all new cards. This is bullshit, so on and so forth. And I'm like, at least you don't have to buy a whole new codex
That
Yeah,
part.
and then pay a fee to use their app.
right. And even then, the fact is that the Warcrow army app, if you run it from a tablet, it's fine. But also, you can print out the army with the new cards.
Yes.
I don't see a major, if you have a tablet, which a majority of people do of some sort. Yeah, you can print out the cards too if you don't have a tablet. But what, you're printing out how many cards at most? 20?
Yeah, at most. The ability to have the app 100% free and be able to print cards from the app
Yeah.
is game changer.
Yep.
Because then I don't have to worry about making new cards. I don't have to worry about trying to, use the app and, blah, blah, blah. I can go, boom, here it is. It's done. And I did it. And the thing is, it's 100% free. Hey, Ford.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's very similar to the Infinity app where yeah, you can run the Infinity app off your phone. Um and it'll give you the stats and everything for it. But again, for most of the Infinity tournaments, you still need a printed list.
Yep.
So, and guess what? On the printed list has the stats and information on it completely free as well. So, I, yeah,
One
I
of the
mean,
things
I
I wish
normally,
they would have done is got away with the hidden army list. I wish they would have said your army lists are completely 100% can be viewed by your player. Because that would also kind of help with the ambushing and so on and so forth issues. Because then
it,
you can go, oh, you have the possibility of ambushing XYZ instead of having to guess what's in the army.
I don't
Um,
know, I don't know any CNN player that doesn't use ambush.
Correct. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's more of a let's do a quality of let's just make the game a little bit, more newbie friendly. I guess best way to put it.
Yeah. And the moment the Warcrow adventures characters are allowed in tournament play, I guarantee you ambushing will completely stop being a major problem because there's Warcrow adventure characters that can be like, "Oh, I'm in your army, you can deploy mines."
Oh well, you also have the dwarves. Dwarves have a lot of anti scout and ambush
Right.
things
And that's
automatically.
that's still growing. That's we only see what's out there now. We don't know the big stuff coming. Um
Because right now the dwarves are like, oh, you are ambushing outside of your deployment or scouting outside of your deployment, you're now nerfed. I believe they suffer. What's the one that let your damage is less?
Oh,
Brain is not Brandon.
Was it? It negates a hit.
Yeah, it's disarmed.
Ah,
yeah,
I think you're
yeah,
disarmed right off the bat.
yeah, that one.
yeah. See, and that's different than when you charge a unit and you negate their abilities. It's the moment you ambush.
Yeah, the moment you come on the board,
Correct.
you're
That's a very big difference than I negate your abilities if you charge me or I charge you. That's huge because it's oh, I'm put on the table. Cool, you're cursed, you're disarmed. Um which is big in my it's like, oh crap, like I'm not hitting as hard because you're going to negate that red die.
yeah, especially if it comes up a double.
Yeah. Oh, you got a red die? No, you don't. Nice try.
Well, the thing is
You just
you
thought
can,
you did.
you remove those dice after they've rolled, so you
Yeah.
can go, oh, you got XY. It has to be, sometimes some of them say ones that have a hit. So if you have an orange that has a hit, but has a hit and an exclamation point, one of their switches is teleport 3 strides on an exclamation point. You may want to take that instead.
Yeah, especially if you're going to survive the storm.
Yeah.
And you're, oh, they're only going to do, you can roll really crappy on a charge. And if you block something like that, oh,
Yeah.
here, let me show you hammer time. Like,
Or you can get a good defensive hit and teleport 20 strides away. I don't know who would do that.
Yeah, Gonzo. No idea at all.
no idea who would do that. Nope.
Some janky elf player turning sides onto the Mount Haven.
It's not like the
Have you
dwarves
noticed-
can
We
do
don't know
that.
anybody.
The dwarves are slow. They can't, teleport 20 strides.
No, let's completely, we give Gonzo 2 different armies and he looks at him. He's like, oh, I did this with this army. I'm like, how do you do that? Like, stop that.
So for anybody that was wondering, we were playing Mount Haven, and I think I blocked all of your hits, but I also got like 5 exclamation points. And when I did, one of the abilities was teleport 3 strides for every exclamation point. And of course, I spent every single exclamation point on a teleport stride.
Yeah,
And
he was a dirty bastard.
So, I was roughly almost 20. It was 5. So it was 3 strides each, 5 times, which would have been 15, but then you have to add the base each time. So it was almost 20 strides that I went. And the thing is I went and hit like another objective.
If you want to know what's broken with your army, give it to Gonzo.
Give it to
He'll
Gonzo.
break it.
But it was really
Which
good.
is fine because when you made that feudum list, I was like, that's awesome. That's like 90% of the models I had,
Yeah.
except the instructor and the other model. And I was like, why is this model in his list? And then I see why. I was like, this answers so many questions.
And
Yeah.
then you go, damn it, Gonzo.
It was Annabelle, right? Amel?
Yeah, I think it's what it was. There was a lot of, I've been looking at other armies and such like that, just trying to figure out really cool lists that I would want to play if I ever pick up those things. And I was like, because if I'm going to buy it, I'm going to buy exactly what I want and what I need, not the whole faction. And Mizzy is going to be doing, Cianon is going to be her concentration this season, I guess you want to call it.
You mean Scions, not Cianon?
Scions, yeah. Scions this season. And we were trying to figure out a list, and she wanted, to use certain things, and I was like, this, and this. This sounds like it would work really well. And of course, we're going to test it all out. And then I started looking at Feudum, and I was like, man, I want this one because this is like hit heavy hard, and you get screwed over a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, which is why I like Genevieve, aka not Joan.
Not Joan.
Um, with in general, just like, oh, you're near me, charge. Um, after I just charged, another unit, she can also tell. By the way, I just charged you. They're gonna charge you also, so it it gets very gross and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
But just looking at different things that were coming through, and I was like, this looks like it'd be kind of fun. This looks like it'd be annoying as shit. Type thing. So I was just jumping in on certain things and looking at them. Okay. And there's so many models that are doing so many cool things now that it's nice. So we will see what's going on with them. They did not change up the WTS any, so that's all fine and dandy. There's nothing, and there's really nothing that needs to be. So that is there. What else did y'all see anything else that y'all thought was needed to be talked about?
I mean, mostly I was paying attention mostly to the units themselves. Um, but any changes they made were just clarifications for feudum and such. Um, Nothing else like the change to hold and shoot, the change to it wasn't a change, it was more of a clarity when it comes to casting spells. I always get confused with casting spells, and I don't know if it was like this in the previous, but it was just very like declaration, block, you know, uh blocking the spell, willpower roll, apply the effects. Like,
Yeah, they made it like I said. Everything is now a step by step, which makes it
yeah.
really good, which I
Hmm.
really like. And that's what something that was needed is give me a step by step. XYZ. You have to do this first. You have to do this. You do this. You do this. It makes it a whole
Yeah.
lot easier, especially when it comes down to um, complicated. I wouldn't say complicated things, but things like casting spells, because I can stop a spell, or I could not stop a spell, or whatever. How do when do you apply the tinge effects from a spell?
Correct. And then the effects of stress, and I guess and also it was explained in the start in both starter books are very clear on like what stress how stress works. But I guess like when they put it in the new rule book, it felt similar to like the step by steps and what you can and cannot do when you're demoralized
Hmm.
and stress and fleeing and everything down the road. Um,
It made the rules more coherent. It also made the rules easier to follow. You can get stuff done quicker. You're like, hey, what's the rules on, um, you know, end of round? Here it is, and
mhm.
it's all in one spot. You're not having to hunt it down. You're not having to look. It's just there. So
Mizzy, did this change any of your armies where you had to remove a model because points increase
I
or you
haven't
want
come across that yet. Um,
I don't think I have either. Let me
because
see.
we've been doing a lot of the narrative campaigns and demos with the action pack. So I haven't really looked at my normal list like with my works and stuff, but I think everything is the same point wise.
Yeah.
Um a big change that did happen is they made Ice Bear cheaper to use. So
oh yeah,
I might be I might be doing some Ice Bear shenanigans as
I
well
think I think Ice Bear is underused.
because I need some Ice Bear shenanigans in my life.
yeah. He went from like 55 to 40 points.
He was 60
Oh,
points.
even a 20-point drop is
Yeah,
huge. Yeah,
He's not called Ice Bear. What's it?
it's all war Ice Bear.
he dropped in points big time.
So he is Ice Bear. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all war Ice Bear.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
40 points. He
Yeah, he got a major overhaul, and I'm not mad at any of it.
no, and like I said, a lot of these things were a quality of life upgrade. Like, let's do changing of the way things read. Let's fix the way this is done. Oh, you're not going to need terrain, so let's do, you know, this ability is going to do somewhat similar but not the same. And stuff like that, which is really good. That's what this needed to be more than anything, was to centralize all the rules, clarify a lot of the rules, and clean up the wording on a lot of abilities.
Mhm.
Because a lot of the things were like, when during this and this and this and this and this, do this and this and this and this, but wait a minute, do that and that. And it was like, now it's, when this happens, this is what happens, type thing. So it made it a little bit clearer, a little bit easier to follow. Like I says, Elves got a little bit of change. I can't remember. There was just changing up us the rules. Nothing that was huge. I don't think anything was a major nerf. There wasn't anything that was made unusable. Best way to put it.
right.
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing anyone really complaining about the added stress for ambushing.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen. There wasn't a lot. I looked on social media when it came out and checked what everybody was saying and how everything's going. The only really, I don't even say a major complaint. The only complaint people had was they don't think the nerf to ambush was strong enough, that it really didn't affect the elves that hard, and people are still worried about it. Everybody else, all the other things that happened, the changes to stats, changes to cards,
Yeah.
nobody was like, oh, well, this model is now completely worthless. They actually made some, people were like, I would take Grove Curtailers now because they now have a switch. And so people are talking about that. So, which is good because that's what you want. You want to be able to, you want to look at your models, buy all the models and go, shit, what do I want to play with? Because everything's good. Not go, well, this model I know is the other unit that's the same cost is 10 times better than this one. You want to go,
Yeah.
shit, they're both great now. Which one do I take and how do I take them? You want people to have analysis paralysis on trying to take units.
Mhm.
One of the things that's always plagued a lot of games is I'm not going to take that model because it doesn't do jack air shit. And I
Right.
can take this model that's cheaper and 10 times better.
Yep.
And with only having to take one list, that will make you figure out your list a whole lot better.
You show up with a list that you know that you've played with, and you play to the best of your ability.
Yeah. One thing I like one list army things a whole lot better. And a lot of games are doing that now. There's very few games that are bring two lists nowadays.
Yeah. Infinity has two, but with Infinity, I would bring two lists.
Still only
Nine
play
out of
one.
10 times, 9 out of 10 times, I'd play just that one list.
Yeah. What was there? Was another thing that came up. The app is updated, so you don't have to worry about
Yep.
that. You can see all that. Let me go to. So they did list down all the changes.
Yeah.
Trying to find that page.
I have it. Hold on. And I'll share it to you. I'll put it in the
Hotfix.
hotfix chat.
There was
Hold
a
on.
hot fix they did have to fix
Mhm.
because some of the abilities were still in Spanish. You're like,
Gonzo, I put it in the Discord chat
oh, okay.
of the stream.
Well, when you talk like 5 different languages, it's hard to keep things straight.
Yeah.
So I can see it.
Now, I just want to point out the rule book, the updated just has table of contents, but in Spanish.
Look,
I
Not
didn't
everything can be
see.
perfect, but it can be damn near it.
There were some other things that came up. Where was trying to find where was it? War Surgeon got updated, and that was one of the things I wanted to check because I do have an Ember Sig, and I didn't even check the Ember Sig stuff to see what their changes were. On stuff. A second, because I'm kind of curious now.
War Surgeon got an updated medic effect.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to check because I remember
Mhm.
what it was. Surgeon. Yeah.
Yeah. Once per activation, when you're about to suffer damage, you may roll willpower and ignore one wound for each hit obtained.
Yeah, once per activation. And then yeah, and that's still the
Which
same.
I
So for the
still
boss.
like the I'm always torn on whether I should take the War Surgeon as a attachment or a
Solo.
or solo, but his first aid is really good. So
Yeah. And like I said, they did a bunch of updates, and they tell you what's in here um, to help everything out. There was a typo in Wingreaves for Xenon. To the Sky got fixed on some things, and there was just minor updates in the card. Or like a lot of the Mount Haven stuff was added colossal character to Biwa because Biwa is typically is actually not usable yet in tournaments. Neither is Zoka. And so they had to fix that, put that in there so you wouldn't take them on accident. Um, had to fix the translation on a few things. Um, but for the most part, everything was done really, really well.
Yeah.
I like what they did. If you want to do, you can do an update. You can go on there and you can see every single thing that was updated.
Mhm.
Now, activating a unit, the revised hold and shoot, revised limitations on units engaged, revised rest action, new skills detailing how they worked.
Oh yeah, for the rules update.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it tells you what they fixed.
Order of effects on who goes first and when goes first and doing everything like that.
Yep.
And like I said, some of it was just revised the wording so it makes sense and it's standard language across everything. Yeah. Elbork got 40 points as concrete's value increased. Updated the wording on a few things. Bonuses +1. Wrathmane got his conquest up to 1. Evoker got a huge update. All 3 spells got changed up in the effective wording. Wisemane, I mean, everything got like I said, quality of life balancing. And a lot of the
Yeah.
things that happened is updated wording and effect. So it wasn't like they changed the ability, it just got updated wording and effect on all of it.
Yeah, because I think when they play test these, they don't play test these with the other units that are being developed, right?
Yeah.
So obviously when Northern Tribes came out, it was play tested with hegemony, right? So
Yeah.
you're kind of in like, and I don't know for certain, but you're kind of in a locked moment. You're time locked. So while CNN and uh Feudum and Scions are coming out, they're not ready yet to be play tested just yet with hegemony. So when they make these models and make these rules, they're like, okay, it should be fine. And then they're like, ooh, yeah, we're gonna have to tweak this, tweak that. And that's how growth happens in a game.
Well, and the really good thing about all this is, like I says, the file is easy to read, easy to follow now, and you can go, oh, what happens in the turn? Here it is. But it's all 100% free.
Yep.
It didn't invalidate any models.
Yeah.
It didn't,
Everybody's changed.
yeah.
Everybody stayed.
Yep.
It made some models even worth it more. It made some units better. It upped everything. And like I said, I didn't see any huge. I was looking on and looked at all the different factions in different places, and nobody said, "Oh, this unit's completely worthless now. I can never take it. I won't ever do it." Type thing. It didn't. It didn't say. Nobody said that I know of. I know people said, "Hey, now I can take this because it's on par with XYZ
Yeah.
Yep.
type thing."
Was the
So,
War Surgeon 15 or 10 points?
he got changed to 15.
What was he before?
Give me a second.
I'm curious myself.
Surgeon. Give me a second.
Sorry, I should have that card here somewhere too, but I can't find it.
Now the question is, who will find it first?
Back. Bet you he was 10.
Yeah.
Mhm. Don't even have my War Sergeant card in here.
So fired.
Oh, oh,
Do you
oh.
have your War Sergeant?
I found it. I found my. Okay, hold on. Ion. He was still 15 on this card.
Huh. Weird.
And this is the card from the starter box.
Huh. Interesting. Don't know why they said that he's now 15.
Maybe this is different from maybe they changed it to 10 in a previous version and they put him back to 15.
That's
No clue.
possible.
Yeah, it could be because there was some things that they said because of slow got changed, and then they reverted back to the original way slow happened. So I don't know, can't remember. But like I said, everything got just kind of upgraded. Not arguing. I like that everything's free, nothing's invalidated. You can get everything you want. Not a big deal. We'll just have to wait and see what comes up next.
Drago's range on his weapon was an 8 and they dropped it to 7 because he's busted with that gun. Let's be real.
Other than that, I was pretty happy with all this.
Yeah. I mean, for me, since I was mostly playing Feudum, I had played Hegemony, but when I looked at my Feudum changes, nothing really stood out to be like, oh man, I'm never going to take this unit again. If anything, it just strengthened it.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm going to definitely keep taking this unit.
Or you said, damn it, I have hard choices to make now.
Right, right. But it's also like I want to try and play Hegemony after these changes
Mm-hmm.
and try them with a Scion or a Feudum army to see if, because playing them against Northern tribes, you know how, because that's the starter, but trying it outside of your I
The
guess your
normal.
outside of your wheelhouse. So
Yeah.
disposable puppets doesn't require line of sight anymore.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was a lot of things that just changed for the better.
So Gonzo, now that oh no, you said you were gonna take the Feudum, right? From that starter box.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna we are getting a copy of Song of the Dormant and the whatchamacallit, the Beyond box that comes with it.
Right.
We got that, and we're going to Mizzy and I are going to build them and paint them, and then we'll do the scenarios in there and see how it goes.
With any luck, the Scions will take over the world.
I think he wants that to happen too. So really, or
But that would mean I'd win.
That's true
Nestor.
too.
That means I win.
I win.
That means Gonzo fails and I win.
So
And
we're
I
gonna
get
be
to
doing
tell
that.
him to suck less noob.
Yeah,
Good day, sir.
when that gets in, we're going to be doing a little, paint along or paint thing, because I'm going to paint, like I said, I'm going to be painting them up a super quick paint scheme.
Mm.
Dry brushing, armor, dark metal, and then purple, and then that's pretty much, and then of course detailing things, but it's going to be, dark feudum, evil feudum.
Synthwave. You should do synthwave feudum.
Negative. I got too much shit to paint that I don't need to worry about painting more. I mean, heck, I got all my StarCraft over here, and this is even all the StarCrafts and stuff that I'm going to have to paint eventually.
What's funny is that I've been painting swatches for my army painter.
Oh yeah, for your bottle caps.
And that's been my paint project as of late to keep me calm, because it's simple. It's like prime the swatch, walk away. But
That's
I've been
fair.
printing Steel Rift models for my Gundam class to get, as I mentioned, to give away as for the panel lining.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if you guys saw, they dropped new STL files for Steel Rift.
Yep, I did see that.
Yep. So if you wanted to add more shenanigans, you can.
Yeah, we do need to get a
Noted.
game of that in and discuss that, because I did get the terrain pack built, and everything. We need to paint that up, which is going to be super easy. It's just buildings.
Yeah. I did
Yeah.
speak. I did speak to Austin, so yeah, it looks like we could have him on the show in the future.
Good. Get them on and talk about the new shit.
Yeah.
Guys, that's pretty much our show. Keep sticking around. We're going to be talking about some more Warcrow. Next week, we're going to have some other fun stuff coming up. Painting more models. We've got a ton of things to do. A ton of things coming around in project-wise, game-wise. Just so many things. And a lot of stuff is behind the scenes, so we just have to kind of grin and bear it for right now.
Just waiting on Gonzo to tell me when I can talk about shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, other than that, guys, we really appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. Stick around. Come and hang out. Come hang out on Discord with us. We do a lot of hanging out in Discord where we play either Windrose or we paint models or whatever, and just come and hang
Don't
out
lie,
with us.
you just play Windrose.
We've been playing a lot of Windrose.
Yeah. Don't lie.
So, guys,
I'm not sorry.
please take care of yourself. Please look after each other. If you see something, say something. You can do something, because we've got to look after each other. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm Izzy.
I'm Nessie.
Good night, everyone.
Night, guys.
Thanks for listening to More Than Dice, making the world a better, nerdier place, one dumb joke at a time. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. For more nerdy action or to connect with your hosts, check them out on Facebook.com/More Than Dice and Twitch.tv/more_than_dice. Until next time, stay nerdy, stay proud, and we'll see you soon on the More Than Dice podcast.